And welcome back to another episode. Sorry for yelling at you guys, but this time around, let's talk a little bit about this benching of Evan Fournier thing that's going on. So I read an article on Real GM and it said that Fournier's been benched, right? And it's kind of interesting because he last season, I think he broke the record for most threes made by a Knick in a season or something like that. It's interesting how the next season he gets benched. And he mentions in that interview that he did, because he spoke to a news reporter or something, and he says he doesn't question Tibbs' decision, and he mentions Kemba as well last season. So hopefully he doesn't feel as if they're going to get rid of him. Although, hey, listen, he was dangled in trade rumors this season, especially when we were looking at Donovan Mitchell. His name was coming up. And I mean, I guess what's the consensus with Knicks fans when it comes to Evan Fournier? Like, he's a good player. He would be wonderful on a team if he took a lot less, and the Lakers needed like a bunch of pieces, and they're like, listen, we'll just take some salary if they work. I don't know how their salary cap is, but we'll just take a bunch of like mini pieces and send you guys like, Fournier would be that type of guy that could be traded to that type of team. So, I mean, listen, he's getting benched. He got benched for Grimes, but Grimes has that foot thing going on. I don't know what's going to happen with Grimes. He may not be right for the entire season if that foot's going to be an issue. Foot soreness is what he says because he was going too hard. For Fournier, listen, man, at the end of the day, he is our three-point shooter. He is the guy that does shoot the threes, you know what I'm saying, as general as that sounds. But the thing about this Knicks squad is that there's players now who can kind of step in. Now, how good are they depends. But when you look at the bench five is a whole squad in and of itself, meaning point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. You have who you kind of need, and then you can kind of interweave those people. At some point in time, someone's number is not going to be called. And if you're going on short scoring streaks, where you're only scoring 6, you're only scoring 7, you go 5 games where you score up to 25 points, and then you have 1 or 2 breakout games where you're scoring 30 or something like that. Listen, we got a point guard now. So last season, it was kind of a little weird because you could see him trying to initiate shots. And when it comes against teams like Boston, like he'll go off. He'll drop 30. He'll drop 40 or some shit like that. He's getting benched now. Not sure what's going to happen with Grimes in the foot. Who do you put in? I mean, listen, I think we have someone who can fit. But Fournier himself is at the minimum like a sixth man to begin with. I was saying this a while ago, that he's suited as more of a sixth man. He could start on some teams, sure, on this sort of team where Cam's kind of shaking a little bit, it gets a little hard, and plus this is a CAA Knicks. So of course they're going to pick the Kentucky and Duke kids, So, I mean, he may come back, he may see time. I think he'll definitely see time, but it's going to be a little interesting to see what's going on. How do I feel about it? I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest Fournier fan. I thought he was a little overpaid, but what do I know? So Fournier's benched. It kind of is what it is. We could put IQ, get him some reps in there, and figure something out. All right, that's it. Fournier's benched. Let's see what happens. Peace out, folks.